All right.
It's kind of fun, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We got some new gear in the studio now.
This
Toys.
is really cool.
Lots of new toys.
Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas presents to ourselves.
So, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New
It's
Year.
it's been a while. I mean, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I don't even know.
Yeah, because you guys pre-record, right? So it's been a while.
Yeah, a long time. We're actually here today with Samantha Chan.
Hello.
She's
The face of Elevate's YouTube.
yeah. You probably know more about her than you do about us at this point.
1,000%.
How many followers now?
Over 3,000.
I
Just
don't know
ticked
the
over
exact number.
3,000
on
YouTube.
straight up Toronto real estate investing advice. So
Look it
that's pretty
Elevate
impressive.
Realty.
Yeah, we'll plug it.
We need
Elevate
some-
Realty.
yeah, hit the
That's
plugs.
the brokerage that we work with, and Sam's awesome. She's head of marketing. I don't know. You always give me introductions.
Yeah, I know. We
never
do.
give
Sam
you
does us
an
the pump up
introduction.
on the calls. Why don't we let Sam pump herself up?
Yeah.
Who's Sam?
I am. I don't like to pump, like, as a Chinese person, I don't like to pump up myself. But I am the sales and marketing person, sales and marketing director of Elevate Realty. And I don't know, what did you want me to talk about? Like how I got here or?
Yeah, a little bit about your story.
Yeah, okay. So I am actually an engineer by training. And so after working as an engineer for a year, I realized that that's not something I wanted to do. And I ended up going into iBanking. And it was really in my iBanking years where I started investing for myself and got really interested in investing. And also that time where I got into my first investment property. So, I mean,
So this was a while ago.
yeah, yeah. I don't want to date myself, but it was a while
Said that and
ago.
I was like, I'm not going to ask how long. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like,
old.
wait, I'm
it
going to
was a
stop
while
now.
ago. And then afterwards, I ended up starting my own business and continued to invest in real estate as a side hustle kind of thing. And after having kids, I decided I needed to move away from running my own business, and somehow I reconnected with Simon, who is the owner of Elevate, and now I'm here. So real estate investing is now my side hustle and my main hustle, and I help other people start and grow their real estate investing portfolios.
Nice.
I don't know how we can top that.
No.
No.
I mean, we don't
Can you
need to.
touch on the other business that you made at all at the moment? I know there was a time period,
Yeah. So it was a local business. It was called Paint Lounge. So I love to create things, and one of the things that I created was it was called social painting, and it took a while for the concept to take off, but once it took off, it did really well. So I started in one location, small shop in Markham, and then I ended up expanding it to 2 other locations in Toronto. There was one at College in Ossington, and there was one in Leslieville. And then I ended up moving to a bigger location in Markham. But then eventually, like I think for me, I need growth in whatever I do. And I feel like, you have to put a lot of time and attention to grow a business. And at that point in life, when I just finished, like I just had my first, I was looking to grow my family, have my second. I just didn't have the time and energy to work on growing a business. And that's why I decided to sell it and pass it to someone else that could actually do it. And that's what I did.
And that brought you to be full time. So you did that. So you did, what was it? Out of school, iBanking right away. Then you opened your own business.
Engineer for a bit.
Nothing
iBanking,
interesting. Opened your own business. It was a pretty big success, I would say. It was very well. I think everybody I know will know what that concept is, at least. And you were one of the first to bring it to the city.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's fine. I didn't even realize until like right now, I've definitely, or at least in the past, had walked past the College in Ossington location.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
It's a green logo, right?
Yeah,
green,
it's green
Like I
logo.
can 100%
Yeah.
picture it. I don't think we went to Paint Lounge once, I think, Lauren.
Maybe you
and
went
I.
to paint night.
But Paint Night was the one where they went to bars
Yeah.
and did it, right? So I went to one dedicated location, probably in that area. Probably was that one, was the College in Ossington Paint Lounge. And then we did a few like at bars because it was very, oh my God, what was that like discount website that you would get?
Groupon.
Yes, very Grouponable
Yeah.
at the time. Anyways, carry on.
Yeah,
It's pretty impressive.
exactly.
And now
it's cool.
you've been here for the last handful of years.
Yeah, what is it? Since basically like right after you started. So 2020, 2021, 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's 2023.
Yeah,
It's been a long time. Short time, but long time. So when Sam started on the team, we were still at the old office. I mean, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Much smaller working space. There was only how many people were working here at that time? Like four,
yeah,
5
in that office,
maybe?
Yeah,
something like that. I mean, full-time employees there were 1 or 2,
small team,
and then it was really small. So as soon as you joined, that kind of, I guess when you get a marketing person to come in, and, that's where the growth comes, and you can kind of see the big difference now where we've closed many more deals. And I mean, given last year was a tough year for across the board. Maybe we'll talk about that in a bit, because marketing's not the only thing that you really do. It's actually what you mainly do is the analysis of the market. That's where a lot of our value and a lot of our statistics come from, is all your research. That's probably what you spend, I'm assuming, most of your time doing, because it is very time consuming to get all those statistics and comparisons year over year, growths and everything. It's really, really helpful, at least for me. I know for Phil as well, but I guess we can touch on that. I'm hyping you up.
Oh my.
Sam's like,
no, I mean, you provide us like the ammo to go into the conversations with, right? It's one, I mean, it's obviously a lot of the content that drives a lot of the marketing through the socials, but like it's ammunition, it's the information, the research that we don't have to do to go into a conversation with a new client.
And like also providing you with the data, and then you can interpret it better, and then we share our thoughts, and then we can better go about like figuring out what to do with the market after.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of the time our Thursday sessions, so we usually have sales meetings on Thursday where we go over the best deals on the market, what we're experiencing in the market. That's the most important thing, especially last year. It seemed like every week there was a different experience or a different feeling in the marketplace, and clients were feeling a certain way and sellers were feeling a certain way. It was all very...
It was definitely a roller coaster.
Yeah. Very, very fast. So those conversations on Thursday are really good to spitball everything. And I know a lot of my clients, for example, will use you as a reference as well. A lot of the time they'll message me, and anything that I know you can add color to, I would say, hey, call Sam. And Sam, you always add a lot of color. So
you really help add confidence too. Like I guess part of it too is probably like the face of the YouTube, right?
Yeah. Everybody knows who you are.
Let's just reference. Okay, I'm not sure where things are gonna go. Okay, talk to Sam. She'll tell you where things are gonna go a little bit more confidently, right? But I made me think of something. You said everything was changing by the week. This morning we looked at a nice little graph that showed us like our click-through rates and different stuff through the website. It's very interesting how much of a leading indicator like the interest coming in from the marketing funnels are to where the market ends up going over the next couple of weeks in a very short-term scale, right? We look at like the real estate data, the local real estate data on a monthly basis as I guess a lagging indicator. But being kind of like boots on the ground, seeing first the metrics from the marketing funnel, and then kind of seeing that almost immediately reflected in the market, and then the confirmation coming at the end of the month through the local statistics. It's interesting, and I think over the past year or so, it's been very helpful to learn how to kind of interpret that and use that to your advantage. So that's a huge help as well.
Yeah, for sure. I really like to use Google Trends, because that's like the start of the real estate investing journey. They have to be interested, and the intention's there, and that's why they're searching. And then once they start digging into it, like from that time until they actually buy, it's like a huge, it could be, months. And then after, by the time you get the statistics, that's another month after that. So it's super, like the data that you see on Treb or whatever, it's super delayed. And we, being able to see what's actually happening before all this happens puts us at an edge for sure.
Where do you, I mean, I know the answer, but maybe you can elaborate a little bit on your statistics. Where do you find most of them? How do you sort through them? How do you go, explain the process to me and to everybody a little bit of what that analysis looks like.
Well, it's all public information. Treb, you just go on the Treb website, and they publish monthly data. It actually came out today, so I put out the December 2022 data today on our Instagram account and Facebook account, so you can check that out too. But
How do we check those out? Where
Instagram, it's at Elevate Realty CA, and I think Phil was the one who created the handle. So
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I think I was. Yeah.
You were.
my Instagram had like 6 different, and we were trying to make a couple of other random accounts at the time.
Yeah, no. All
we
of
still
it,
have one of
all of
those
it
out.
is public, and you can get leasing number. Like, you know, with technology these days, it's really easy if you actually go and search for it. Whereas before, I can't imagine like what 20, 30 years ago when people want this data. Even if you tried, there's no way for you to get this information. So
yeah, that really helps. I think for the overall, the general realtor and real estate company, it probably does help them stay more up to date. I feel like it's a little bit less. I mean, there's a reputation that real estate has. I mean, everybody knows it. You know, realtors, like used car salesmen, like all those terms always get thrown around and kind of booked together. And you know, for the most part, it's unfair, but there's also some truth to it. There's a lot of people that, like you said, they have no clue what those statistics are. It doesn't mean they're a bad agent. That fact, I want to point that out. The statistics doesn't mean that you're better or worse. It just means you're maybe a little bit more prepared, or you understand a different side of things. Real estate's a very broad term. You can be in a lot of different sectors in real estate. So yeah, I'm not putting anybody down that doesn't know all these numbers. And for me especially, I rely on our company's numbers as well a lot, because a lot of the time I don't have time to sit down and do 6 hours of research in a day when I am out on showings all day, or meeting with clients all day, negotiating all day. There's a lot to do. So I think overall it's been really good for realtors. I think now, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, I'm getting a sense that a lot more realtors that I'm talking to are a little bit more knowledgeable, I guess, of what's going on. A little bit less,
I think you kind of have to be, right?
In this market, especially if you're sticking it through this kind of market, you have to be the more knowledgeable one.
This will be the market that kind of trims the fat, if you will, right? I mean, everybody knows that the real estate agents are a dime a dozen. It's not a huge barrier to entry. I mean, and it's like a lot of other industries where people are a dime a dozen. You've got kind of the part-timer, or like, I've got it to do my cousin's deal here or there. You've got a segment of people who are probably out trying to scam people at a certain degree, right? Or who just like, how much can I get paid? Don't care about the client's well-being at all. And then you have like a certain section of top performers, and you've got a certain section that's kind of up there in that same area as well, that are kind of more full-time. This is what we do. This is my life, blah, blah, blah. A lot of that, like lower one deal a year, or like, I'm just, because the market is flying, I'm getting my real estate license because I can sell anything. It's easy. You list it and it sells type of deal. A lot of that, I think, is going to have a tough time in the coming years, or at least in the next year of a flat market. And it'll be interesting to see where how many are left at the end. But I think, to your point, the average quality of the kind of working realtor should hopefully improve.
Realtor.
The full-time working realtor should hopefully improve, right? You need your stats. I mean, even the deals that we've done recently, they're not easy deals. Nothing is a slam dunk. We'll get to talking about one once it's closed. Yeah. But not everything's a slam dunk anymore. Not, 21 offers. At least if the offer was done, it's firm. Or if you're on the selling side, whatever. You just win regardless. Everything needs a relationship now. Everything needs a little bit of a negotiation, or something requires a little bit of creativity to get it done. A little bit of problem solving, right? And not everyone has that. People were just, hey, this is a free meal ticket for a while, right? And I think that's part of why realtors have a bad rap too. A lot of them were like, hey, this is a free meal ticket. And then everyone else is kind of looking at like, why the fuck do you get a free meal ticket? You suck.
Oh, man.
But that should change. We'll see what
from Sam.
Sure. It's not.
I've said it before. I don't like a lot of our colleagues in the industry.
Well, no, our colleagues.
Not our colleagues in this building.
Our colleagues in this building.
I love, and it was put
100%.
together.
Most of the realtors in the area that we do most of our work are actually pretty good. They're very fair, very very easy to deal with. Of course, I've dealt with some really bad ones. A couple in the area, but like some out of the area, in some different cities. Oh my goodness!
Anecdotal evidence. Don't know everybody in a different city, or even in our own, but the further I travel, the more suburb deals I do in a direction outside of the city. And every one of those cases is definitely like this is at least it's a different pace.
Yeah.
I think the less competitive a market is. Like, if there's not a lot of agents, then, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But if you're fighting with a lot of other people to get
That's
business,
true.
you have to be good.
It's a lot tougher. It's a lot less, let me door knock and say hello. It's a lot more like, this is why I'm the best. And Phil just wrote part of
I ripped a mic stand down. Good at real estate, not podcasting. God damn.
Hey, you guys are pretty good. So I've learned a lot from you guys, just setting all this up, Because before I didn't have lights and good mics and different things on my YouTube, and now you've rubbed it onto me.
Yeah, and your quality has gone like way up.
Oh, thank you for noticing.
The last like few videos. How long has it been now that you've? Really
it's probably like once you guys started, I started doing it.
Yeah, so
a month probably.
Yeah, a month or so.
The updates, the new
quality. Yeah, definitely check that out because it's like totally different night and day.
Yeah.
You got a new mic? Is it?
It was a new mic because people were like, "Why are you screaming into the mic?" I think it was because like it was just not the right mic, and I put it way too close to my body.
You were using a lav mic. What are they called? Lavelle mic?
I don't know.
Lapel?
I don't know.
Whatever.
It was one of those.
Yeah, one of those clip-on ones, and now I have a real mic, and you can change the volume on that.
Perfect.
Got some lighting.
So where do you think?
Got a backlight that's purple. I think you guys have.
Yeah, ours is. We gotta upgrade that. I want.
Yeah, we're upgrading all this background.
I'm gonna steal your purple.
We're gonna maybe we can get your opinion on what to do with the back there, but
something that's not a sheet of white.
All white. It kind of looks like we're just like in a random room right now. But
insane podcast.
It's getting there. Plants, some memorabilia of some sort. I don't know. A sold sign. A sold sign would be pretty funny. But
I can't have my face in the back and then my face right here. There's already too much of my face.
That's true. Our logo.
You can put my face.
Why would we put
that?
All right. We'll put just one of Sam's thumbnails in the back.
He's like, no way.
Free advertisement. Come on.
That's going to cost you.
Yeah, it's going to cost you. We're already plugging Cafe Daki every episode now.
All right, we get the
also pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good cafe.
Pretty good coffee.
Yeah, really good coffee, good pastries. 228 Oakwood.
226, right? We're 228.
I don't know.
One
of them is the one I write when I make offers,
Oakwood
and one
Avenue.
of them is where we get our coffee.
Yeah,
I don't remember
the
which.
office is attached, so come by.
I'm pretty sure it's 226 because 228 is a lucky number, and I think we would use it for real estate.
You know what? It is the 228 is the address that we use on all our deals now. So
thinking of which
226 is the
numbers go up the street.
Well,
anyways,
whatever.
It's
Just come
not
to 228, 226 Oakwood. Come say hi to the real estate. Come meet Sam. Come meet Phil. Come meet myself.
Yeah, and the rest of our team. We actually have more people. We have 11 to 12 people.
Now, it's grown a lot, and they're all awesome. All the property managers are awesome. Leasing agent is amazing. Everybody's good.
Yeah,
so
we love our team.
The culture fit is real. I mean, we're talking about it this morning, but
family.
Thank you, Vin Diesel. Sorry, Dominic Toretto.
Thanks. Okay, it's a meme.
Sounds like what in the Fast and Furious are you talking about right now? Norris would get it. The culture fit is real. It's been, since we were small, it's been a couple iterations, not too many, but like this process has been selective.
Yeah.
It's a great team that we work with now, and I think it's gonna be good for growth. And
100%. Like we always talk about it. We talked about it this morning. Like the 5 people that you're with is the ones who kind of drive who you are, right? So you want to hang out with good people who will influence you in a positive way, and that's how a lot of my growth in the last few years have come about because of this team. So definitely.
That's why I'm cutting you out, Brad. If you're watching this, you're done. We're not friends anymore.
Sorry, Brad.
Wow. Rip Brad.
Okay, to transition. Transition. We were talking about growth, but I want to know. I mean, vaguely, just a quick summary. Where do you think we're projected to go this year? I mean, we don't need to get into details of asset classes and
It's
crystal
ball.
overall.
No. Yeah,
what do you think?
have no crystal ball, but
I
do talk about it in YouTube. I mean, there are a few themes that we're seeing. Well, first is, interest rates went up like crazy last year, but for the people who are on variable mortgages, it didn't really actually kick in until end of the year. Like that's when, the trigger rates kind of doubled. So before the last rate hike, maybe their mortgage might have gone up like $100 or $200 or $300 for a couple months. That's fine. But if like starting January, if their mortgage payments double and you have to hang on to these higher payments for a whole entire year, that's going to make a huge difference. So I think that's holding power will be a big theme, and the homeowners who have the best holding power will be able to hang on. And then unfortunately the weaker markets that you might end up seeing more selling because people can't hang on. I think the other thing is, so even for new purchases, because interest rates have gone up, like the numbers might not make sense for the current price that it's at. And if you look at last year, what's happened is like the 416 houses that are investment properties actually dropped a lot, like over 30%, but condos haven't actually changed that much in price. So, like all asset classes should be affected by rising interest rates. But because it was kind of like an uneven drop last year, what we're probably going to see this year is that some things are going to have to catch up to the other asset classes that have dropped a lot. So yeah, unfortunately, condos are probably going to be weaker this year. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, I think BlogT or some sort of news outlet was saying that this is a record year for pre-con completions.
That's going to add a little bit of fuel to that fire.
That's going to add more to it. So you have like holding power. They haven't dropped as much. You have lots of pre-cons closing. So, more supply,
or not
less
closing.
Demand. Not
I
closing.
feel like there's going to be a lot of people who qualified 40 years ago, 5 years ago, when the building first sold out, that are going to go look at the ratios now going to close with new rates, and it's going to be an interesting situation.
It's going to be very, very interesting. So last year was a roller coaster ride, crazy year. I think this year is going to be another interesting, very, very interesting year as well. But I think, even if prices drop and the price is right, it still might be hard for people to buy because interest rates are still high, and banks are actually getting tighter in terms of lending. Like they need to make sure they have enough cash in case like bad situations happen. So they're not going to lend to just anybody. And the people who I feel like are more like the banks would be more willing to lend to are the people who have healthy debt ratios. So like if you have, I think, the group that would probably fall under this class is probably the first-time home buyers that don't have much debt, right? So I think, once the prices drop, when it gets the right price, the market that would probably recover the fastest, so we'll see uneven drops, and then we'll also see uneven recovery. So the markets that will probably recover fastest are the cheaper properties that are more end-user homes, in the market.
And to clarify, again, no crystal ball.
Not a prediction.
This
is not financial advice.
But this is just, like me thinking it out loud.
Speaking out loud, yeah.
Logically working it through.
You never know what happens. They could lower interest rates by a percentage, and then everything changes.
Yeah. So this is based on This is based on the assumption that they're probably going to raise rates by maybe another 25 basis points or a little bit more towards the beginning of the year, and then hold stable for the rest of the year. But if interest rates drop earlier, then it's a completely different story. So no crystal ball.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, in general, even around here, in any other market, sort of like much smaller shifts that we've seen recently. But in general, it's the cheaper stuff that ends up kind of finding a floor earlier, right? And to your point, the first-time home buyers who maybe have enough capital, maybe not for a 20%, but if that average price comes down below the $1 million threshold, and all of a sudden CMHC becomes an option for a house that would work for them, they don't have debt, they've got enough savings to do the 10%, 7.5%, something like that, as opposed to the full 20 on an already cheaper property. Maybe they can weather the storm in terms of a higher price point. I know for my social circle, I don't think it's still an issue. The fact that the monthly carrying is high, knowing that that's likely going to go down over time helps. But the biggest hurdle has always been, where does this cash come from for the down payment, right? So if that cash requirement has come down significantly, again, if the average property in Toronto comes under $1 million, that's massive opportunity for first-time home buyers jumping into the market who are not looking at it necessarily as like a short-term investment decision, right? This is just, how the heck do I get into the market? I've been so locked out. Okay, now there's maybe an opportunity on the horizon.
Now it's finally possible because the price has dropped under $1 million.
Interesting times ahead.
I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know nothing.
Yeah, the mysterious sound. Who knows what's going on? Do we have one of those?
Oh!
There we go. We got a new soundboard.
Fun with the new toys.
Love it.
Yeah, no one knows. I mean, we'll see how it goes. It's way too early to tell right now. It's what the first. What day is it today?
First week of 5th.
The 5th.
Yeah.
It's January 5th. So we just came off of holidays. Everybody's just kind of waking up again. Properties, typically during December, last 2 weeks of December, nothing.
I mean, we were like record low
nothing.
listings in December
It's
for
crazy.
the last quite a while.
Halved. I was looking at the numbers.
And it's usually low.
It's usually low, but we're
low.
looking at, I think, year over year. So you're comparing to last December, you're half.
Yeah. So half of the lowest month, I think historically December.
But last year was pretty crazy.
Anyways,
last December was
that's
pretty
true.
crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Last December was pretty nuts, and then January, everything went nuts. So, I mean, that's good. Yeah. I think we're excited. It's gonna be an interesting year for sure. I think there's a lot of new things up Elevate's sleeve. I think we're gonna be still recognizable, but definitely different in the next maybe year or 2 or 3 down the road. It's gonna be a
lot of evolution.
Maybe I don't want to say a bigger operation, but a expanded operation, if that makes sense.
Yep.
I think that makes sense.
I think that's a good way to put it.
More fields and. A large part to your work, Phil's work, and
your work,
my work, and everybody else involved with the team. Billy, who's also here today.
He really wanted to be part of this, but we only have 3 mics, unfortunately.
Yeah. Hey,
we kicked him out.
Don't tell people we only have 3.
We have more. They're just
not
not here at the moment.
Oh, sorry. I have
Amazon's holding them
well.
for us.
We have. Well, he was on the last one. We'll cycle through. We'll keep us busy, and then we'll have the whole power team.
Come back.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just gonna run up and stick a mic in her
okay,
face. We'll get her on.
My picture up.
Ooh, okay. This is
All right.
gonna be the last podcast. On with us.
No, we should get. We'll do a frame photo, Sam. We'll do a frame photo, Billy. We'll bring him back on. The whole.
Yeah, you should just have like a digital.
Maybe that's
frame,
how we get
right?
Simon
you just
on.
Keep changing it.
Just frame his face.
We'll see.
Put a crown on him.
We'll
Put a crown on him.
Make him feel.
One day.
Work him down over time.
Once we up the budget a little bit more.
I don't think that would make him want to come
on. No, that's so much worse.
That's exactly how he won't come on. Yeah, for sure.
That's half the fun.
Any final thoughts for today? I mean, we're hopefully I'm expecting you to come back on.
Yeah, we have so much more to talk about. We have to talk
100%.
about triplex bills and fourplex bills and all sorts of new fun stuff.
Tuned.
And laneway houses and garden suites. We have so many things to talk about.
And I'm about to finish my laneway suite, so maybe
you should do a walkthrough
next time.
We should do a
video
walkthrough.
Yeah, I want to do a walkthrough.
We can reference it on the next podcast you come on, and we'll talk about that at that time.
Yeah, lots of projects that are about to be done this month, so we're excited.
Ours is coming to a completion soon.
Yes.
Hopefully, get that thing rented out.
2, 1 with Phil.
Man, only one of our last 2. They've both got one with me.
Yeah.
I've only got 1. I need 2. We need more.
It's the same one.
Yeah,
it's the same one.
It's the same one, guys.
But now I need more. Greedy Phil.
Yeah. No. We definitely. That's another avenue for us to grow. So
lots of growth.
Yeah. We'll talk about it more next time.
Definly.
Thanks for coming on, Sam.
Thank you,
Thanks
Sam.
for having me.
Where could everybody find you again?
228 Oakwood. Wait,
yeah,
no,
228
socials.
Oakwood. Or just go to elevatepartners.ca, and then you have all the links to our socials from there.
Perfect.
Good stuff. Take it easy, people.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much. That was fun. It was a good time.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I like that.